The angry Tibetans decided to resist. They waged a major battle from the fort on Mount Zong in Jiangsu. Unfortunately, they lost. The shaky central government of the Qing dynasty and its official in Tibet offered the local Tibetans no support. The 13th Dalai Lama had to flee Tibet. When the British imperial power entered Tibet, it looked for proxies in Tibet and exerted separatism activities through them. Some of the rulers in Tibetan upper caste also began to move towards the British and the Indians. They sent students to Britain and opened an English school in Jiangsu. However, the subsequent Kashag government punished these people. Their representative Langshar had his eyes gouged out and died in the prison. Living Buddha Radung, a devoted follower of the Chinese government, became regent in 1934. It was Living Buddha Radung who presided over the search for the reincarnation of the late Dalai Lama. Taking advantage of his weakness, however, his political enemies swept him from the stage. They pleaded with the new Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso for approval of the Sly Dakdak Nawang Sanrab as the priest's regent instead of Living Buddha Radung. Then they arrested Radung for the crime of asking the central government for help to resume his position. A British man named H.E. Richardson, who was a business representative from the British Indian government in Lhasa, manipulated behind the scenes. Living Buddha Radung was thrown into prison and died there. Since then, the power-hungry Dakdak, who sought independence through British and American influence, had a firm grip on politics and religion in Tibet. As Dalai's mentor, his thoughts deeply influenced Tenzin. In 1946, the Kuomintang government, which just defeated Japan, opened its Congress in Nanjing to draft a constitution. The central government sent an invitation to the local authorities in Tibet. Kashag government decided to send a delegation to the Kuomintang Congress. In 1949, most of China was enjoying liberation. The excited Chinese people started new lives and engaged in large-scale socialism construction efforts. The 10th Panchen Lama, in the Tire Temple of Qinghai, thought that Tibet should be a part of this. He pleaded with the People's Liberation Army to drive the foreign influences from Tibet.
저 신하지네. 아니 지혜를 바꾸다 단제. 근데 그러다 지금 지가 저요야.
However, the pleas by these delegations were not answered by any country. Even their travel documents were not recognized. So the Tibetan Kashag government summoned 90% of the then Tibetan army and sent them to eastern Tibet along the Jingsha River in an attempt to block the PLA. In the meantime, following the orders of the Central People's Government, PLA troops set out for Tibet.
那个时候，那么就是毛主席就指示无论如何要争取注意西北啊一些好，西南还要注意，就是想办法争取和平解放。除了中央在报纸上、广播上积极的争取他们来和平谈判解决问题之外，我们在前线也是一样，通过各种关系来往的商人呐，一些上层统战对象那么就是叫做传过去，把我们的政策方针告诉他，我们争取和平解决。
저도 그때 쉽죠 쉬고 네, 뭐죠 판단해 봐라. 저기 세wan 줘라 봐. 달라때 로접제 내요 말. 로접제 내는 세wan 된 거지. 개부 치기리 떨롱 차서. 개부 떨롱 차서. 달래 첩치니. 대 가리 시에비레 쓰레 간라. 다 공대 선에 칸에 영야비 심바 장제 광고 치고 그래. 타마 탑주 제일 많이 때문에 쓰기를 봐. 초가 좋네. 아재 두고 돈에 많이 자고 그래. 그래서는 장자 뺀 거요. 장자 돈이 고대 인지 미지요.
Britain at that time was no longer an empire on which the sun never sets. After World War II, its strength waned. Its colonies began demanding independence one by one after the war. Apparently, if the British government wished to meddle in Tibetan affairs, it had to do so through the newly independent Republic of India. It was beyond the means of the tired United Kingdom to meddle so far into local politics. However, they still paid lip service to Tibetan independence. Their policy was based upon 1914 Simla Treaty, which the Chinese government never recognized. In 1950, the British Foreign Ministry clearly expressed this view in a telegram to its senior attaché in India.
그래야 심중 하무스이죠. 하무스 전에 판가요. 그 쉬우진 있어 와. 끝까지 가르치고 전에 버리시다 요. 하무데 트리. 하무데 버리나 가르쳐버렸으나 마점나. 가고 친구도 다 탑이야. 서로 막까지다.
This is the captured British who assisted the Tibetan army Ford and his radio. By the end of October 1950, Lhasa had disintegrated into complete chaos. The Tibetan army's defeat in the battle over Chapdo shocked the upper classes. Many officials called for the end of Dakdak's regency. Since Tenzing Gyatso was too young to take over the reins of leadership, they would have to consult the angel oracle on the matter.